Hello, everyone. Welcome to the DevRelCon Tokyo 2021 speaker interview session. I'm today's host, Taiji, as the co-organizer of DevRelCon Tokyo 2021. For this interview session, I'd like to introduce a great speaker and have chatting. It takes only 15 minutes. Please have fun. Today's guest is Amara Graham at Commander, right? Okay, please welcome Amara.
Hi.
Hi, yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you
Yeah,
as well. Thanks
yeah.
for having me. I'm a little bit sad that I am not in Tokyo because I
Oh,
would
yeah.
rather be there.
Yeah, great. Maybe long time no see, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a while.
yeah. So last we met at the DevRelCon London 2019, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, so how is the situation for your work and the COVID-19 in your country?
Yeah, so I'm in the US. I'm in
Mm-hmm.
Texas, and I'm very happy to say that I've gotten both of my COVID shots, and
Mm-hmm.
it's actually been the full 2 weeks. So now I can say that I'm
Uh,
I'm fully vaccinated,
mm-hmm.
which has given me a large sense of relief. I'm hearing more and more that we're starting to talk about doing in-person conferences and trying to figure out safe ways to
Mm-hmm.
meet with people without wearing masks.
Yeah.
But I'm still a little bit nervous. I'm still a little bit
Mm-hmm.
unsure of how to handle that.
Yeah.
But again, very thankful that I have
Mm-hmm.
both of my COVID doses, and I can not worry about that so much.
I see. I see. By the way, in Texas, so do you have the enough vaccine for every people?
We do, and I think the unfortunate part is now we're
Mm-hmm.
hitting that time where
Mm-hmm.
there's more vaccines than
Mm-hmm.
people that want them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to find ways to incentivize people to get them.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm fully vaccinated, I want to go in and volunteer at the vaccination sites and try to convince more people to get it
Mm-hmm.
because it's really important. And I think there's a lot of hesitation because people think
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
vaccine is very new and that
Mm-hmm.
the way that they're doing this vaccine, the way that they're making it with mRNA is very new.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping to go and help people understand that this is how we get back to a more normal
Mm-hmm.
life.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we are happy that under this kind of the crazy situation, but we can have this kind of conference, yeah, as online. That was all over the world. People's, I'm happy.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Anyway, thank you for joining today. The purpose of the session is for the audiences to know you and for more people to be interested in your session of DevRelCon Tokyo 2021. At first, could you please introduce yourself? And not only for your work, but also that you can introduce, mm, for example, your hobbies or something. Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So like you said earlier, my name is Amara Graham. I am the head of developer experience at Camunda. I've been at Camunda only since November. I say only, but it feels like a much longer time than that. I am really excited to deliver my talk introducing a technical writing style guide from scratch here for DevRelCon Tokyo. Again, I'm sad I can't be in Tokyo, but it's technical writing and documentation is kind of a core tenet of the developer experience. And you have a lot of people, whether it's developers, new users, prospective customers, targeting your documentation to try to see if it's a tool that works for them, if it's a technology that works for them. So really having a crisp experience there is incredibly important. So I'm very excited to talk more about that when more questions come up. But as far as my hobbies, I have decided to do a lot of gardening and growing some indoor plants. Unfortunately, you can't see any here in my office. But I just made a little outdoor raised garden bed where I'm growing some fruits and vegetables, some spicy peppers, some zucchini, and really enjoying that. Actually, I go out and visit my garden once in the morning and once in the evening. So after we wrap up here, I'll go visit my plants and see how they're doing. But other than that, it's been quite an interesting year and a half, as it is, I'm sure, for everyone else. So I've just tried to stay busy, stay moving. Very thankful that I've been able to do live stream workouts and keep up with my fitness. That's been very interesting, kind of a different change. But yeah, that's kind of me. I guess other than that, I play a lot of video games, and I feel like I've definitely played a lot of video games this past year. But again, it's kept me busy, it's kept me happy, and I've been able to connect with some of my friends while playing video games as well, which has been great.
Yeah, thank you, Amara. Oh, you have lots of hobbies. Yeah, I think. And thank you for introducing yourself and your talking session, abstract. So actually, I thought after your self introduction that I want to ask you about your talk session, but now you described the overview of your session. Thank you very much. Right. So, by the way, you doing your gardening for any vegetables and fruits. It kind of that sounds great because of and actually I live in flat, so yeah, I have no garden. That's why it's cannot grow some plants or something. Yeah, but
I should take a picture and post it on Twitter, because my backyard is very sloped, and my husband and I had to dig for about 4 hours to make it nice and even so that we could put plants in and water them without the water running off the side.
Yeah, right. So, and you said you play the video game, right? Yep. And actually, the other speakers interview session that I also talked about the same theme. So, one of my kids, they usually they're playing video game every day. Yeah, after going to school. So recently he played Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest and kind of the RPG. What kind of video games do you like? Or do you play usually?
Yeah, so it really depends. But right now I've been playing the new Pokemon Snap game on the Nintendo Switch. I really like Nintendo, so I try to play as many Mario or Pokemon games as there are. But I also have a desktop setup where I play Borderlands 3. I was playing Destiny with one of my friends earlier this week. And then I also like more casual games like Stardew Valley. Yeah. It just depends on kind of how I'm feeling. Do I want to play with other people, or more recently, do I just want to sit around and take pictures of Pokemon?
Yeah, I see. Great. So, and I noticed behind you, you play guitar.
No, that's my husband's guitar.
Okay. I see. Actually, I play a guitar.
Right? I see behind you. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's the same. So, and your husband guitar is a Les Paul type, so I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun when people see it sitting behind me. They say, "Oh, do you play?" I said, "No, my husband's desk is just off to the side here, so it's right
Right,
behind
right,
him."
right. Great. So, okay. So actually, the I would like to ask you about your talk session.
Sure.
Your talk title is, as you said, that introducing a technical writing style guide from scratch, right? So uh, I think the writing documents is one of the important development work. I think because of the um, actually, I was a developer advocate at IBM till the end of the last year. Uh, but developer advocate main work is mainly to talk at some events and um, writing some technical documents and to maintain the technical contents, the for hands-on workshop or some demos or something like that. So I I'd like to ask you the why did you pick up uh, the writing documents the why do you focus on writing documents for or your session at DevRelCon Tokyo?
Sure. So, as I kind of mentioned in my introduction,
Hmm.
I think documentation is very core to the developer experience.
Yeah.
And when I joined Camunda, one of the things that I noticed was we have really great documentation. We have a lot of
Hmm.
it. Our engineering teams actually write our documentation, but the trouble is we have so many engineers with different backgrounds and different skill levels as far as writing
Hmm.
documentation and writing documentation in English.
Hmm.
Many of them are not English as a first language speakers, maybe not even second or third. So what I was noticing was we have inconsistencies. And I have an engineering background. I do have, I guess, some training in writing or some training
Hmm.
in English. Um, but I was noticing some things like grammar issues, some voice changes, and it just felt a little bit strange as you would read particular pieces of documentation and
Hmm.
articles. So what I wanted to do was pull together kind of my thoughts on this topic and how to help people, recognize that maybe they do need to introduce a style guide,
Hmm.
but also once they go through the process of trying to create a style guide, what do they need to pull together?
Hmm.
So for my case, like I said, we have engineers writing our documentation. What was the most critical things that they needed? And I was very lucky that they were able to tell me,
Hmm.
we want a style guide, we want to have that guidance and that structure. So I was able to pull that together for them, and we're
Hmm.
continuing to iterate on that. So they wanted to make sure that they knew how to refer to certain things, like in our tech stack. Do we call those pieces components or
Hmm.
modules or something else? And then, of course, we have to remember for the people reading our documentation,
Hmm.
do those words mean something different when they try to translate them into their native language?
Hmm.
So are we accidentally choosing words that may be making it more confusing for our developers or our customers to
Hmm.
understand how to use our products and what they do?
I very strongly agree. Therefore, you're describing because of the I used to be chief editor of IBM developer.
Mm,
Then I needed to localize therefore yeah Japanese language, but it's very hard work because of the uh, and lots of contents. lots of behind of the lots of contents has a local culture
Mhm.
for this each story. And so if we translate just translation, no much for Japan culture. So we need to think the how localize, how translate the full Japanese language with Japan culture or Japan very unique enterprise IT culture. If uh, if we ignore this kind of things, so lots of Japan developers sometimes conflict to understand the translated contents.
Mm.
Need to compare the original English version contents, but lots of Japanese developers often hesitate to read English documents
Mm.
because of the English is not native languages for Japanese people. Yeah, so
And
it's
it's
very important. Yeah.
it's more complex than that too, right? Because if you choose maybe a particular example that
Hmm.
is just doesn't translate well across cultures, like I
Hmm.
think of
Yeah.
one of the examples that we use in the BPMN space, I think is like a pizza ordering example.
Yeah.
If you've never had the experience of ordering a pizza for delivery,
Hmm.
that's very confusing, and trying to understand the process while trying to learn a different technology or a
Hmm.
different product is just much harder.
Hmm.
So when I talk about creating a style guide, it's not just syntax and grammar,
Hmm.
and it's also word choices and example choices. Did we pick
Hmm.
something that most people across the world will understand, or did we pick something where maybe they have to learn a little
Hmm.
bit about that process or that kind of
Hmm.
example before they can really understand what we're trying to
Right.
teach or communicate to them?
Hmm. Right. Right. Okay. Exactly. I think so. So I really recommend every developer guy, the mainly developer advocate who involved in some technical documents should attend your session on the day. Actually, this interview session, we have only 15 minutes, but already time's up. But
Okay.
it's okay. It's okay. If no more topics that you want to say is something for the audiences, uh, uh, I'd like to bring this interview session to a close.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just want to thank you for having me, and I hope people attend my talk. And if they
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
questions during the session, I'm happy to answer them.
Right. Yeah. Again, thank you for your time, Amara, and I hope you all will enjoy DevRelCon Tokyo 2021 with us. Right? Okay. See you again soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, announcing again, our conference DevRelCon Tokyo 2021 will be held on June 5th. Why don't you save the date? Thank you again, everyone. See you again. Bye for now.